You today. I hope I am clearly audible and visible to you. Just confirm once whether I am clearly audible or not, visible or not. A very good evening. Hi Shashank, hello. Good evening guys. Gee, so what session do we have today? I think this is one of those sessions about which many people wait for it, and students keep asking me, sir, when would this happen? So we are looking for a schedule that what should we do first, where from should we do, about all those things, that how do we start our preparation about CAT. So I am actually going to talk about all of those things today in this session. The agenda is that only. So we will talk about month by month, that what should we prepare, and you can ask any question regarding CAT. Whatever questions you have in your mind, you can just ask each and every question to me in this session. So this is primarily to kickstart the CAT 2021 preparation, right? So the February has started and our preparation must start along with it. So that's what we are going to discuss today. Hi Harshita, good evening. Good evening Saurabh, and I hope I am clearly visible and audible to all of the people at YouTube as well. I would like to see if there is any problem or anything. Please keep telling me if there is any doubts regarding this. Okay. Hi, good evening Pradeep. So some of you who were there in the class before this, I have already told you that today only I checked that I have been appearing for CAT now for many years, and to be precise, it's been around 18 times I have appeared for CAT. So I thought of doing this, that let's discuss it with the students, that what schedule probably would suit them best. But please keep this in mind guys, कि ऐसा नहीं है that every person has the same schedule suiting to them. ये मतलब it depends from individual to individual. Some people are already at a certain level, probably they don't need to do a few things which I'll be telling here. Some people might be at a level where actually they have not brushed up things for a long time, or they left them way back, so they would not have done those things. So such kind of things can be there. So things might be a bit above or below. So I'm just giving you an average schedule for this, for an average guy. This is what we are going to discuss today. Okay, so whatever questions are there, you can just bring those questions to me today and we'll discuss those one by one. So I'll take up a few questions which are there currently from Saurabh. My percentile in 10th and 12th is less than 65. It's not percentile, it's percentage, Saurabh. Okay, so can I get admission in IIMs? The chances are less in that case because they give marks to academics, but there are many good colleges apart from the new IIMs as well, Saurabh, which do not give too much consideration to your academics. So still the chances are there. Don't worry about that. 12th is bad, 55% PCB, Ankit. This is bad, is definitely going to hurt your chances in some of the good colleges, but yes, for the other ones you can probably go for 8, 5.5, 7.1. This 5.5 will hurt you. Hi, good evening Kalash. Good evening all of you. Hello Devansh, hello. Hello Pranjal, Rohit Singh Raghuvanshi, hello. Sambit Sahu, good evening all of you. A very good evening to all of you guys. So I think we can start with our session, and in the meantime you can keep asking me questions whatever you have about this CAT thing, so we can discuss those one by one. Hi, good evening Sanjana, and Mustafa says it is 9.2, 76, 7.9. These are not bad, Mustafa. You are on the average category, so don't worry about that. Okay. So do we know what could be the pattern of CAT 2021? We do know about that, Kripa. Don't worry about that. I'll discuss this. Abhishek says 89, 73 pursuing college. These are good scores, Abhishek. Don't worry about it. In my 10th class, 59 and 12th, 10th is a problem. I mean, for the good IIMs, that's a problem. We will discuss about all these things one by one. CGPA of 8.12 in BTech will be good, sir. Tarun says it's brilliant. It's not good. So you're probably just asking, showing it off. Satyam, 6.5 GPA, 10th, 12th in graduation, sir. Satyam, you are just like me. पढ़े नहीं हो तुम. But Suvernil is also saying, Suvernil, brilliant scores, don't worry about this. Now the point is that if I am having a bad score, let's say in 10th, 12th or graduation or something, can we do anything about it? can you improve it now? Question that, okay sir, I have scored 67% or 68% or let's say 39%, and I tell you, okay, this is a very poor score. What next? If you want to do MBA, let's say some of the colleges who have their criteria, according to that criteria you cannot get into that. Can you change your scores? You cannot. Let's be realistic. So let's just focus on those things which you can change. And what you can change is your CAT score, guys. You cannot change your academics. You cannot bring a work experience. You cannot change your gap years. You cannot change your streams through which you studied, right? Or your engineering degree or anything you cannot change. The things that can be changed. So that's what we are going to discuss today, that how can we change those things. So now, as Saurabh says, I am weak in quantitative. This is something that can be changed. You are weak in verbal ability, that is something that can be changed. You are weak in logical reasoning, data interpretation can definitely be improved. So these all things are important for us, about which we can bring a change. 10th में क्या था, 12th में क्या था, ग्रेजुएशन में क्या था, कर भी क्या लेंगे आप? आई टेल यू कि हाँ बुरा है यार स्कोर, सो व्हाट, मेरा भी बुरा है, बट व्हाट कैन आई डू अबाउट इट? ठीक है, वी कैन नॉट गो बैक एंड राइट दोज एग्जाम्स अगेन. सो डोंट just don't worry about this. We are going to discuss today the strategy to the schedule through which we should be going to crack this exam. That's what we are going to discuss today. ठीक है, उसमें जो भी questions हो, just bring those questions to me. Okay, I'll take up some questions now from YouTube as well. Devansh, my percentage in 10th is 9.8, 82 in अरे यार और क्या चाहिए? It's a very good profile, Devansh. LRD, I'm understanding solutions, questions, variation, but when I'm solving it, it happens, Sheikh Imran. Initially it happens, slowly it will improve. Will it affect the admissions in IIM? So Rohit Singh has a question, I'll be taking this year as a drop. Will it affect the admission in IIM? This is a very common question from many of the students. Let me tell you guys, it does not affect your chances in the IIMs, right? It all depends upon how good you justify this. How would you justify this? Why did you take a gap year, right? If you say, sir, I did not study in the final year, and then once the exams were over, then only I decided I am going to do MBA, this might go a bit against you, right? This might be a reality, but sometimes we have to hide the harsh reality from those people. So you just have to justify it in the right way, and that will be important. It's not about the gap year, don't worry about that. That is, even if there is a gap year of 2 years, but if you have a good justification of it, don't worry about this. Just don't worry about this. Many people keep saying this, that if you have a gap year, probably you can never be selected into the IIMs or FMS or MDI. It's not like that. Don't worry about this. Okay? A few more questions are there. 95 in 10th. Arey Swapnil, that's great. Yaar, kash mujhe mil jata. Pranjal Singh, very good scores. Don't worry about this. Yes, for NMAT you have to keep your admit card with you. So let's start with this. I think I'll take up more questions once we start with this, guys. ठीक है, बढ़ते हैं इससे आगे. Okay, so before I start, this is something that we have to do. Okay, so we are currently running this scheme here, which is called February Mela. So when you take any of the Gradeup super subscriptions for 12 months or 18 months, so basically for 12 months or 18 months, basically the first EMI would be 20% off, the second EMI would be 1 rupee, and do not think that you will be making only 2 EMIs. So there can be 3 or 4 EMIs. So as you can see on the screen, for 12-month course, the price is this, but at a 20% discount, the first EMI would become this. EMI 2 is 1 rupee, EMI 3 is this. So the final price comes out to be 14,400. And similarly, if you look at for that 18-month super subscription, it will be 18,001. What exactly super subscription? We will talk about that. उसके बारे में हम लोग बात करेंगे. Okay. So 2-year gap for MBA, will it affect for IIMs? No, Prerna. No. Any gap would not affect it. Just don't worry about it. Does experience help in admission process? Yes, it does. I'm new here and really struggling from where to start the preparation. You are in the right place, Aradhana. Discuss for DILR prep strategies. I will do that. Please keep asking me questions, whatever you have. I'm full-time share market trader from last 2 years and also SEBI registered research analyst. And this help for IIM because drop 2 years. It will definitely help you, Rajkumar. I mean, obviously, whatever you are doing, if that helps in your course ahead, definitely it is going to be benefited for your admissions too. Don't worry about this. Okay. So as I say guys, I would not be able to take many questions currently. I'll take up all those questions later on. So let's move forward. Okay, so this was about me, so I have left it deliberately blank because I didn't want to write those things. I just told you that I have been writing CAT for now 18-19 years, scored 100 percentile in QA LRDI as well. Now I am going to share all those things with you, that probably what is important for CAT, what kind of questions, where from to study, what all things. So about all those things we'll be discussing now one by one. Okay guys, so first thing, someone asked about this, so let me tell you that CAT 2021 is going to be a 3 hours exam, and it is an official information guys. It is official. Okay, it is going to be a 3-year exam. So basically this year it was primarily because of that COVID thing that they reduced it to 2-hour duration, right? And there were 3 slots. Next year it is going to, this year exam, it is going to be of 3 hours, and the 3-hour exams in 2 slots, it will be back there. Yes, there are talks about this, that it will be there in Hindi medium or not. I read it somewhere that someone has filed a petition for it probably. So it would be there or not, probably I can't say this right now. We'll get to know about that at that time only, right? Second thing is that approximately 10 months are left, because CAT would be held on last Sunday, right? So let's start with this only. Then when would last Sunday appear of this year's November? Any answer guys? I mean, even I don't know. I have not calculated. I just came to my mind that on which day will be having the last Sunday of this year's November. Saurabh says 28th of November. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Last Sunday of this year. Sanjana says 29th. Okay, and Harshita says 28th of November. Okay, by the way, last year CAT, I think it was on 29th of November. The last year CAT, it was on 29th of November, right? If I am not wrong, I might be wrong as well. I think pata nahi 27th or 29th, I don't even remember that now. By the way, you will be having a mobile with you and calendar with you now. You can always check कि अगर last year 29th of November था and the year was 2020, how can we forget this year? It was a leap year though. So 2021 में वो किस दिन आएगा last Sunday? So what day would be last Sunday this year then? Okay. So first of all, it would not make a difference. Okay, all of you are saying 28th. इसका मतलब 28th ही होगा, फिर last year 27th को रहा होगा अगर ऐसा केस है तो. Isn't it? Because when you talk about one complete year, there are 365 days in one complete year, and 365 days का मतलब ये that day would be Monday. If that day would be Monday, so ultimately 29th के बाद 28th of November 2021. So whether it will be 27th this year or 29th this year, that becomes a question for us, है ना? कि इस साल कब था, 27 था कि 29 था. Next year if it is going on 28th of November, so what day was that Sunday this year? These are generally questions of CAT basically. So I have just anyways taken it. मतलब मैं इस mood में नहीं हूँ solve करने के, but I mean generally questions are like this. The small tricks would be there in the questions involved कि अच्छा ठीक है पहले वाला नंबर लें कि बाद वाला नंबर लें. Options दोनों जरूर होंगे. 27th and 29th both would be there, but the important thing for us is approximately 10 months. If I am assuming whole February, after that March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and I am assuming whole November, whether it is 28th or 29th, basically it will be end of November. It will be end of November. So ultimately a total of 10 months are left for us. For those 10 months I have created a schedule, so we will talk about that schedule now. Okay guys, so the areas that you need to work on. So first of all, we all know about CAT. There are 3 sections in CAT: verbal ability, verbal ability and reading comprehension, logical reasoning and data interpretation, quantitative ability. So obviously these are the 3 areas which are surely there, but we normally forget about this area. CAT में नहीं आता, it does not mean we are not going to study for it, right? Aren't we? Because general knowledge, it is not there in CAT. So what? Isn't it important? It is important from many perspectives, guys. First of all, your second stage is very, very important. We forget about this. As if कि ठीक है एक बार CAT निकल जाएगा, then we'll start preparing for second stage. Can you prepare your GK within a time span of 1 month or 2 months? Is that possible? It is not. You can't do that. So thinking about this कि ठीक है second stage में तभी जाके prepare कर लेंगे, that's a wrong choice. First of all. Second, general knowledge is also important from many other exams perspective. ठीक है CAT में नहीं आता, but it is there in ZET. It is there in IIFT, it is there in TIS, it is there in MHCT. I am not very sure. MHCT probably it is not there. Okay, so in all these exams you have GK, you have it in the second stage as well. So obviously this general knowledge you have to start right now. How can you forget about this? Normally we just focus upon these three things. CAT में तो यही आएगा, so let's just talk about these. ठीक है, these are more important than general knowledge, but we have to start with this right now. Please keep this in mind. Okay. Okay, so first of all, when we talk about verbal ability and reading comprehension, so if I am saying that we are going back to 3 hour duration now for the next year, it's an official information, most probably there would be 34 questions again, because if they are going back to the previous one, the previous structure, so most probably the structure would remain the same, the number of questions would remain the same. This is our assumption, though I mean the things would be clear in July or August when the CAT form would be out. Only at that time we'll get to know about the real picture of it, but currently it is like that only. Okay, the entire section is designed to test your ease with reading. This is very important, guys. If you look at the verbal ability section of CAT, it's purely reading. 24 questions on RC, right? I'm sorry, yes, I've written it here. 24 questions on RC, 3 questions para summary, 4 questions para jumbles, and out of the context, the odd one out. So these makes total of 34 questions. You will see that not much grammar is used in these questions, not much vocab is used in these questions. So grammar vocab ka not much role is there. Reading comprehension is purely reading. 24 questions out of 34. That's a lot. 3 questions para summary. So a paragraph is given, you have to summarize it. How would you do it? Reading. 4 questions on para jumbles. Some sentences are given. Put them in a coherent paragraph. How do you do it? Reading. Out of the context passage in the paragraph. How do you do it? Reading. It's purely reading. When we talk about verbal ability, reading is the only thing that we have to do, guys. Right? So no direct questions on English grammar or vocab. They are not asking any questions now for many years. I mean, if this year they might ask, who knows, but they are not generally doing this. As far as DILR is concerned, 32 questions. There are 8 sets of 5 questions each, 4 questions each, and these sets are based on DI logical reasoning or DI plus logical reasoning. But the most important point has been the most dreaded section in CAT for the last 5 years, or rather I would say more than 5 years. Many people fumble at this. They fumble at this. Okay? If you ask someone, okay, out of the 3 sections, which one would you choose? Probably 50% of the Janta would choose verbal ability, and 49% would choose quantitative ability, 1% would choose LRDI. It has been an area which is the most dreaded section for many of you, right? Especially for the non-engineers, they feel that this area is specially designed for the engineers, right? Engineers have their own disadvantages. Unko pata IIMs nahi leta. So there is a gem category nowadays which is very famous outside in the market. Ki if you are from the gem category, to tumhara IIM mein admission hi nahi hona hai. So they have their own problems. You have your own problems. But yes, this is definitely one area which is going to pinch you like anything. Okay, we'll talk about this. QA 34 questions from these all areas. 70% is from arithmetic and algebra. This is an important point, guys. 70% of the topic are algebra and arithmetic, and it has been for last many years now, without an exception. This is going like this. Okay, ऐसे ही चल रहा है. Okay, so 70% is from arithmetic and algebra. This is happening with quantitative ability. So obviously we'll focus more on that. Okay, उसी पे ज़्यादा focus करेंगे. Sanjana, you are asking for last slide. I mean the slide before this or the slide before of verbal ability. Which one you are talking about? Okay. So एक बार मैं दोबारा दिखा देता हूँ. You can take a screenshot. I mean this was DILR Sanjana, ठीक है? And you are saying verbal ability. This is verbal ability. So you can always take just a screenshot of it. Working in shop includes in work heads. I didn't get your point. Okay, चलिए जी आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now comes the important point. Okay, the scheduling thing. So what I have done, guys, let me tell you that how did I reach this stage. As I have told you before as well, it's not that it is I mean I'm giving you a schedule that you have to completely focus on this, right? You can I mean change it a bit according to your requirements. This is something that I feel should be good for an average guy. It should fit an average guy. Okay, so I mean at least you will have a target in front of you that okay, in this month I have to complete these topics, in this month I have to complete these topics. Apart from this, how many questions should I do, how many sectional tests should I do, how many mock tests should I do, what is the right time to start with the mock test. These are many questions that people have in their mind, so therefore I am just taking up all those together. Okay, so I am trying to give a generalized solution for a problem which is very individualistic, but still I am assuming that this will actually fit a lot many people, right? Sir, pattern have changed last year, so it continues for upcoming year. Surbi, you are late probably, so I have told that this year it is going to be again 3-hour exam, so it's official now. I work in shop and don't go for any internship. Would it help me? Yes, yes, yes. Don't worry about that. Yes, Ayash. Which topic should I do? Okay, so चलिए जी, ठीक है. First thing, so I'm starting with quantitative ability first, because obviously there was a problem doing it for verbal ability especially, because it's purely reading thing, so I could not divide it into months, but I tried something for that as well. Same is for LRDI. Quant was probably the easiest for me and probably help you the lot. This is the first thing. Quantitative ability when I go month wise, and guys this Excel would be available in the description tomorrow, right? So you can just download these Excel straight away from this this complete chart would be there for you, and you can go with this. So February may I feel that everyone should complete an NCERT book of class 8th, 9th and 10th. I feel that this is must for all. And here again I am saying, as I told you, that this is a general solution I am trying to give. For there might be people, I mean, who do not need to do the NCERT books, right? But yes, I would say even an above average guy, should do books of 9th and 10th for sure. Reason, CAT asks you questions from that only. They are asking you questions up to 10th. All the topics which are there, they are up to 10th. So obviously you have to do these books for sure, because everything would be asked to you from these books only. I mean, I'm not saying the questions would be found over there, but the concepts are absolutely the same. So when I say NCERT, I am talking about quantitative ability, or basically we call it mathematics, right? NCERT books, or basically your board, whatever board you are. So the books of the board of class 8th, 9th and 10th mathematics books, all of you must do. Okay? Mathematics NCERT books. Mathematics NCERT for class 8th, 9th and 10th. If you are using CBSE books, you can go for CBSE books as well, Harshita. That's not a problem. The point is the textbooks of class 8th, 9th and 10th. I feel NCERT is the easiest because they can be downloaded as well from the website of NCERT. You just go to ncert.nic.in, I think something like that. You can download all the books from there, and reading online will actually help you, because ultimately all the exams are online, right? So nowadays every exam is online, so obviously if you read it online, it will be helping you. Just download these books from the website and start reading them. Okay, this is for all the people who feel that they are not good at mathematics and they need something to be good at mathematics. This is that something from which you start being good at it, right? You need that confidence. Many people feel that I am not good at quantitative ability. How would I do that? Read these books, right? This will develop that confidence in you. And second thing, guys, how to read this book? Tomorrow at 9 p.m. again, I am taking a session on how to read NCERT. Hope to see you again here. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. Tomorrow means 3rd of February 2021. I am taking a session at 9 p.m. How to read NCERT. That is also important. I have told you कि ठीक है books पढ़ लो, ठीक है, but how to read those books, that is also important. So I am going to discuss that. I'll take up a chapter, I'll take 2 chapters or 3 chapters, and I'll discuss those with you, that what to read, what not to read, what all things are important for us. I'll give you again an Excel that which all chapters are to be studied, which all chapters are to be left. So we will discuss about that tomorrow session at 9 p.m. आज नहीं करेंगे. Saurabh, there is no cost of book. These can be downloaded free from NCERT, right? Whatever I am telling you, everything can be downloaded free from internet. You just download it and start doing it. Don't worry about this. Okay. Hi Abir Prakash, hello. Now, I feel that in February, apart from doing these NCERT books, you should be able to do classification of numbers, surds, indices, squares, cubes, and tables up to 20, right? Tables up to 20. Classification of numbers, when I talk about classification of numbers, I am talking about what are natural numbers, whole numbers, even numbers, odd numbers, integers, primes, composites, about all those things. Rational, irrational. Surds, a to the power x into a to the power y is a to the power x plus y, so on and so forth. Indices, squares, cubes, right? So when I say squares up to 30, when I say cubes up to 15, tables up to 20, these are the basics of it, and these are needed not only for quantitative aptitude, these are extremely important from DI perspective as well, data interpretation. So make it a rule that in February you are going to complete all these things. In March, if anyone asks you a square of any number up to 30, cube of any number up to 15, table up to 20, classification about numbers, surds, you should not miss that at any cost. See, CAT is not an easy exam. You will have to pay attention to this. You will have to be very, very particular about your deadlines. And if you are actually serious about those, let me tell you, it's just a matter of 10 months. ठीक है? The life can change completely. तो या तो 10 महीने ऐश कर लो, पूरी जिंदगी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, या 10 महीने मेहनत कर लो, पूरी जिंदगी ऐश कर लोगे फिर अपने आप. Once that I am tag is there, that works like anything, right? If you are I am A pass out, B pass out, C pass out, Excel pass out, FMS pass out, that tag will be there for all your life, for everything that you need in your life. So it's just for a few days. So therefore I am making this schedule for you. In February, keep this as a deadline. You have to complete this. You have to. Okay? I think you can take 2 weeks for NCERT books, and you can take 2 weeks to do all these things, and in 4 weeks, that means in complete February, your first thing can be completed. Okay? I'm scared 10 months would be enough or not. Sanjana, 10 months would be more than enough. Don't worry about that. How do we maintain the motivation or drive to study across the whole year? What are some strategies to maintain a continued effort? Sukhin, in that case, I would say that join some groups on WhatsApp or Facebook or Telegram, wherever you find some groups where people keep talking about that, right? It is easy to mingle with the people. Join some free groups on Facebook where you can discuss all these things. They'll be easy for you. Okay? NCERT will be enough, or I can go for RS Agarwal and RD Sharma too. NCERT would be more than enough, because NCERT is needed only to clear your concepts. Don't worry about this. March. The moment March comes, you will start with your arithmetic portion. Okay? I told you, arithmetic algebra makes 70% of your paper. We start with arithmetic here. Percentages, simple interest, compound interest, profit, loss and discount, averages. These all areas. And guys, it might look like a lot. अच्छा, ये सब कैसे कर लेंगे? I am talking about a month, guys. A month. 30 days or 31 days. I am talking about more than 4 weeks. These can easily be done, right? So when I say you have to, then what does that mean when I say that you have to do this? Percentages करने का मतलब ये है you must have done all the concepts of percentages wherever you are studying, whichever coaching you are in. The point is you should have done all the concepts, and on all those concepts you must have done at least 20 questions so that you can say, okay, now I am comfortable with percentages. Forget percentages, come to simple interest, compound interest, read the concepts, understand it thoroughly. After understanding, do 20 questions on SI, do 20 questions on CI, leave it, come to profit loss and discount, do the same thing. This is what I am talking about, that okay, you have done it. Not that this is a stage where you do percentages, leave it forever. No, we are going to discuss it later as well, but at this stage just complete the concept, do some questions on it. I am very sure even after 5 months when you pick it, right, you will be able to remember all the concepts. वो सब recall हो जाएंगे easily. That can be done. Fundamental principle of counting and basics of permutation and combination. This is something that we keep running away from. PNC तो हम करते ही नहीं हैं. But guys, these things are extremely important, not from quantitative ability perspective, also from LR perspective. So all of you have to do this. You must. Please keep this in mind, right? Ratios. And then in April, allegation, time, speed, distance, time and work. So basically by March and April, your arithmetic should be complete. Right? I have given less number of topics here, but actually time, speed, distance is an important as well as lengthy topic. This year, if I am not wrong, in CAT 2020, there were 4 questions on this alone. 4 questions. That makes a huge difference, guys. 4 questions. One small topic, and there are 4 questions. This was this year, right? So this topic should be given some extra time. Therefore, I have given 1 complete week for only these 3 topics. You must do this. So by March and April, your arithmetic should be complete. Just don't worry about this. I see that you are being a bit nervous about this कि कैसे होगा कैसे नहीं होगा. I am looking at many chats. Just don't worry about this. आप ये मत सोचिए कि इतना percentile लाना है, इतना नहीं लाना है. At this stage, the best thing that you can do is prepare well, right? Go with these. Just don't worry about anything else. I'll come to that also, Abir Prakash. Okay, चलिए जी. So let's move forward. Next is May. May says divisibility rules, remainder. So basically here we move on to number system, guys. But let me tell you, from CAT's perspective, number system is not very important. Arithmetic is more important. So divisibility rule, remainder, cyclicity, base system, I would say do not pay much attention to these topics. But yes, do the basics of them. Right? Just do the basics of these. Highest power in a factorial, calendars, ये सब उसका part आ गया. But start with linear and quadratic equations, higher degree. These are important because here we start with our next portion, which is algebra. And that is again important. I've told you, 70% of the paper, arithmetic and algebra starts here. Right? So by the end of May, you should have completed your linear equations and quadratic equations. Your arithmetic should have been completed. Your number system should have been completed. This is the stage of May. Then comes June. June is completely for algebra. All the topics that come in algebra. Functions alone would take around a week. Logarithm is one topic on which there are lot many questions being asked in CAT. So therefore do it very thoroughly. Take 3-4 days on it. Take 2 days on modulus, maxima, minima. Take 2-3 days on it. APGP series. Lot many questions are asked in CAT. Spend 3-4 days on it. Graphs. Spend 3-4 days on it. Coordinate geometry, very important. Will take time. Spend a week on it. But complete all of this in June. So by June, ultimately your algebra would be complete, arithmetic is initially complete, number system is complete in between. So by June, all these things should have been completed as per me. Okay. The plan has to be done plus grade up classes and quizzes. Yes, I think so. That will be the best part of it. Okay. Let's move forward. This was about till June. Then comes July. In July, we start with geometry. Now, how important is geometry for us when I talk about CAT, guys? So CAT के हिसाब से geometry is more important than number system, but yes, lesser important than arithmetic and algebra. So I put it in the month of July. Spend complete July for geometry only. Lines and angles and polygons, that will not take more than a week, but I would say spend 2 weeks on triangles alone and spend a week on circles. Triangles is one area that will be taking a lot of time of yours, right? It is important as well. So spend more time on triangles and lesser time on circles. But yes, circles is also important. Does not mean, well, circle is a small area. Actually, there are only 10 to 12 properties. You can also do it from NCERT book. After that, you just have to practice a few questions. That is more important for all of us, right? August is an area in which you complete all your remaining part of geometry and you start with trigonometry, heights and distances, advanced P&C probability. These are those areas on which actually CAT does not ask many questions, right? So should not take much of time, but yes, these are to be done from the perspective of other exams. And at this stage, your quant is complete. According to me, from September, the time comes when you start doing sectional tests and mock tests, right? Sectional tests and mock tests. According to this plan, the number of concepts and questions, can you tell the amount of time and the number of questions which should be done? Abir has a good question. How many questions should I do? Abir, though I have already answered. I feel for every concept, your job would be, for example, when I talk about, let's say, circles, what all properties of circles are there? There are 15, 16 properties of circles. I'll read all those properties. Let's say I have to do it in a week. Okay? On Monday, I'll start reading circles. I'll study some properties. On Tuesday also probably I might continue with this. Where from? That's up to you. You have joined some coaching, or you are doing it from YouTube, or you are looking at some lectures, or you are reading it from NCERT books. You have taken a book. You take previous year papers. You take some material from somewhere. That's up to you. 2 days. I have read all the properties. I have done some basic questions on it. 5 days, a lot many questions on circles, right? Do around 50-60 questions on it. Try to figure out all those questions which can be asked in the exams, complete them, and that day you will say, okay, my circles is okay. At least I am confident about circles that I can do it now. Okay, so Adani has a question that where from we can get the material. I'll give you an answer to that as well. I'll come to that. Okay. September, October, November, the last 3 months. In September, you must do sectional tests of complete arithmetic and algebra, 10 each. Apart from the mock tests, are these numbers small? 20 sectional tests and 10 mock tests. When I say sectional tests, that means of 1 hour each, right? 10 mock tests as well. When I talk about mock tests, guys, these 10 mock tests are of 3 hours each, that is 30 hours. More important is the analysis. If 30 hours is your mock test time, around 60 hours should be your analysis time. Analyze each and every mock test, and this is not here only, here as well, here as well. So do sectional tests of arithmetic and algebra plus 10 mock tests in this month. Do sectional tests of geometry, numbers and modern maths plus 10 mock tests this month. And in the last month, do some sectional tests of whole QA and mock tests. And what is the purpose of doing these sectional tests? That while doing the paper, that 1 hour of QA should just feel like another sectional test. It should not be a mock test for me. बस मुझे पढ़ के ऐसा लगे यार ये एक और sectional test में दे रहा हूँ. There is nothing special about it. So that's what the purpose is. Because you are very close to the exam. When every day you are writing 1 hour sectional test along with the mock test, that sectional test would just be another sectional test for you. Don't look at mock as a complete paper of 3 hours. Look at mock as a 1 hour sectional test for you. I've seen many guys having a problem that by the time we reach the 3rd hour of QA, we are already exhausted. We have done VARC, we have done LRDI, and after that when we start doing it. So I think this practice will tell you that by the time you reach the 3rd hour, you will just be feeling okay, this was a tiring day, but now this is 1 hour in which I can score well. This is my strong area. So at least in this 1 hour I can score well. So So that feeling should come in that particular month by doing these 20 tests, right? Apart from that, you have to keep doing mock tests. These mock tests are not only preparing for Quant, these are actually preparing you for LRDI and VA as well. This is whole of the Quant plan according to me. Okay? About month August, I said yes that you have to do all these things, right? Everything is written that in which month what should be your target according to me. I face when attempting set of questions after leaving the topic and going for other topic, and then after certain period coming back to it. कोई बात नहीं. Okay, so this was about Quant now. So here comes the next topic, which is DILR, about which we all feel what is to be done, what is not to be done, कैसे करें, कहाँ से करें, कुछ समझ नहीं आता है. I have tried this, guys. ठीक है, I have tried this. Let's see if it works for you. In the month of February, you have to start with these puzzle books of George Summers, Shakuntala Devi, Sudoku, etc. I would say in February, do not focus on the actual DILR section of CAT. Forget about that. In the first month of February, do as many puzzles as you can do. I mean, it is like जैसे होता ना, when you have a new car, generally they say okay in the initial period, तो उसको आप जो है ना धीरे धीरे चलाओ. I mean, do not spend give too much of speed to the vehicle. तो एक क्या बोलते हैं, रवा होना बोलते हैं, वो हो जाने दो in the first month. So let be in the, I would say, let the preparation come in the flow slowly. Not from the very first day you start looking at a set theory set, a CAT set, and you are not able to solve it, and you start feeling अरे यार हो नहीं रहा है वो. Don't do that. In the first month, just go for these simple puzzles, right? Wherever from you get these puzzles, go to internet, find for logical puzzles, analytical puzzles. उसमें भी मन नहीं लगता, मन लगाने के लिए find out some games on your mobile, where you can use your mind. I mean, those kind of games. If you are playing Candy Crush, what kind of mind are you using? I mean, how does it help you? I don't understand. So please do this when you are playing on the mobile as well. So just start getting into the flow of it. कि ठीक है, मुझे सीखना है. I have to start preparing. I mean, putting my brain into things. Currently, if I ask you a question and I tell you that okay, tell me the answer tomorrow, and you are not getting a clue for first 2-3 minutes, you'll immediately go to Google and put it there. Don't do that, right? Now start thinking about those things. Look for these puzzles on internet and start doing them, guys, right? Any puzzle in which mathematics is not involved. Sudoku, you can't say it's mathematics involved. Sudoku is primarily a digit based number, so you just have to place these digits. And Sudoku is very important nowadays, guys. The reason is CAT almost every year asks questions based upon grids. There is a grid given to you in which you have to put some numbers. These are very important now, so you must start doing Sudoku now. It will be very important for all of you. Yes, I am telling you that you will be getting the soft copies of these tomorrow. In the description in itself, there will be an Excel of this complete thing, so you can keep it with you. No, Aditya Sharma, it is definitely not a late start. People start in July, August as well. Yeah, don't worry about that. Then comes March. March में आके data interpretation of various types, data sufficiency. Keep this complete month only for DI. कुछ मत करो. Data interpretation. Whatever type of graphs you get, bar graph, pie chart, line graph, tables, etc., whatever is there, keep on doing DIs. DI is not very important from CAT's perspective. Let's finish it in March itself, right? We are not going to look at it again then. Then comes April. In April, we start with our logical reasoning section, and the first thing that we are doing is arrangement based questions. Linear arrangement. People are sitting in a line. There are 8 people. He is to the left of him, he is to the right of him, falana falana. Circular arrangement based question. In a circle, people are sitting around this. Then something. Those kind of things are to be done in the April month. Whole month, do these things only. Get these things from somewhere. And yes, for these kind of questions, there is a very good source I am telling you. LSAT papers. Look for LSAT papers, guys. LSAT papers. The way we have CLAD papers in India for law exam, similarly we have LSAT outside, right? So their papers are easily available, again freely available, right, on LSAT website. Just go there, take these out, start solving them. they have an analytical reasoning section that is very good, very good. If you start doing this, you'll definitely improve in reasoning. I can bet on it. But yes, do not look at the solutions, right? Just find out this set. Try to do it. Do the second set. The first set might take 25 minutes. Second will take 20 minutes. Third might take 15. Fourth might take 18. Next might take 12. Next might take 21. Next might take 9. But I'm sure after some time, you'll definitely be confident about it that this is something that I can do. Currently, the situation is we don't know what we have to do and we are worried about it. यही सिचुएशन है ना. DILR is very difficult. बड़ा मुश्किल आता है. कैसे करेंगे आता क्या है ये तो पता ही नहीं. So at least go and start doing these things. Initially everything will feel difficult. Let it be difficult. The whole month is for that thing only. It is like you are learning how to ride a bike. Start with it. गिरोगे शुरू में बहुत कुछ होगा. After 10 days you will be okay with that. But the only thing is every month you have to learn a new vehicle. कभी बाइक चलानी सीखनी है, कभी प्लेन चलाना सीखना है, कभी ट्रेन चलानी सीखनी है. Every month this process will go on, but definitely at the end of 6-7 months you will be a much better person. And even if you do not take out, वैसे तो ऐसा हो नहीं सकता if you follow this rigorously, cat ना निकले, but even if you don't do that, I would still say you will be definitely much better person. Right? You'll be very much confident about you at least. इतना जरूर हो जाएगा. ये बड़ा काम आएगा आपको. Okay, so this was about it. In May month you can start with missing numbers and grid based questions. As I told you, these are extremely important, guys. CAT is asking you questions on these nowadays. And again, set theory. I mean, I have put the important sections once every month. Set theory pe almost every year CAT asks questions, and there are 4 questions on it, and the topic is very small. People are afraid of it. I am saying do it for a month. पूरा मंथ इसी पे लगा दो. पूरा मंथ सेट थ्योरी एंड टीम सिलेक्शन बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस, पूरा मंथ मिसिंग नंबर्स एंड ग्रिड बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस, अरेंजमेंट बेस्ड लीनियर प्लस सर्कुलर अरेंजमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. उसके बाद यू विल बी सो कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट एनी दीज टाइप्स, बिकॉज वन थिंग इज फॉर श्योर, इफ यू डू ऑल दीज टाइप्स, I can bet on this that in CAT exam you will find at least 4 to 5 sets based upon these only, at least I am saying, and you will be so confident that even in a new set you will definitely try and you will do it. That's the point. Next comes July, games and tournaments. कर डालो पूरा का पूरा games and tournaments यहाँ पे. Tennis, football, cricket or shooting based questions, whatever type of questions are there based upon games and tournaments. Do all of them. This year there was a set in IFT based upon games and tournaments, right? You can easily do all of them. So एक मंथ में पूरा लगा डालो उस पे. August comes roots and diagrams based question, P&C based, miscellaneous, non-CAT reasoning. So non-CAT reasoning में I talk about relations based questions and then directions based questions, input output, series, coding decoding, all those kind of questions you can do here in August. Kalash, as I told you that you will be getting a Excel file of this tomorrow in the description file, so just don't worry about that, or anyways you can get it in the recorded format as well in this video. Okay, and from September again you start with this sectional test. At least 30 sectional tests first month, at least 30 sectional tests next month, at least 30 in the last month, so that means at least 90 sectional tests. और वो अभी तो sectional test ही हैं सभी के सभी. Those are not theoretical things, right? So miscellaneous में actually Saurabh, there are lot many questions in CAT and all which you will find which cannot be categorized into these which I have made here. Right? Pure reasoning based questions would be there. There would be questions which are based upon, I mean, you cannot name a specific type for them, right? So once you do them only, then you'll be able to understand. For example, if I say there was a set one year that there are 3 people in a restaurant, they take this much of time to make burgers, this much of time to make french fries, this much of time to make these, and so if a customer comes, so this much of time would be taken. So if 4 orders would come, by what time they would be free. These are not special types. Questions based upon chessboard, we were just talking about this in the last class, right? Questions which are based upon there are some airlines between 2 cities or 3 cities or 4 cities, so how many airlines can be there, some kind of questions like these. So there are lot many miscellaneous type of questions which are asked, right? Follow this, guys. I am very sure at least you will be extremely confident about logical reasoning and data interpretation if you follow it rigorously. That's my belief about it. Next comes verbal ability. Okay, So now I had a doubt here that what should I do. So I talked to the verbal ability teacher as well. Obviously I am not authorized to speak much about these things, but yes, I took an idea from them, and taking an idea, I also felt that probably I had been there, I would be following this. So the first thing is, he said it is all about reading. Okay, I understand, but grammar is important, vocab is important. So grammar and vocab are important too, from the perspective of reading as well, right? Plus there will be many exams will be asking you questions on grammar and reading, vocab. So I started with grammar in February. Wren and Martin you can start with, Thomas and Martin, but the teacher actually told me that at least 3 books with an average of 300 to 400 pages, right? So reading habit jo hai, you have to start right from this month. At least 3 books with an average of 300 to 400 pages. Which 3 books? Completely your choice. March, vocab के लिए test your vocab, word power made easy, 30 days. Again, at least 3 books with an average of 300-400 pages. Which 3 books? Completely your choice. Come April, and these are the names of the books now, which the teacher actually he suggested me that these are the books people should read according to him. You can take books of your choice, but one thing is for sure, which I understood by these, that apart from these, newspapers are extremely important, because we talked about this कि verbal ability, quant और LRDI ही सब कुछ नहीं है, GK भी करना है. वो कहाँ से होगा? Newspaper से. Plus, why are these different kind of books needed? Guys, if you look at these CAT exams and you look at the RCs, the kind of topics they use, it's a very wide range of kind of topics which we use, right? And as far as I remember, the kind of topics that they have given, in normal newspaper, if I see any such topic, I'll not probably even look at that news, right? If there is any news which is based upon some archaeological survey that has happened in Harappa or somewhere, I would not probably read it. But CAT asks you questions on that, they will give you that, right? So if I talk about newspapers gives you actually those different topics as well, but normally we don't read about that. So the editorial section is extremely good from the perspective of getting different perspectives of people, right? And all these books are needed for the in-depth knowledge of certain areas. So you can just have a look at these topics, and he's told me that at least 90 RCs a month, right? It should be there every month. That means 3 RCs every day. Okay, make it a habit. 3 RCs every day. Newspapers, which newspapers? Indian Express or the Hindu. These are the 2 that generally we advise people कि ठीक है, इनमें से कोई पढ़ सकते हैं, और नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से और नहीं करने चाहिए. How to get these books online? Ankit, you will have to watch, try by yourself. कहाँ से मिलेगी? I have no idea. But yes, there is a list of books. But every month, at least 90 RCs. This is for sure there. ठीक है? वो तो होना ही होना है. At least 90 RCs a month which will be there, and these all books I have written over there. Plus from here you start doing these sectional tests, and these books, guys, these are extremely important from the perspective of the basics of economics and all. Currently how many of us have basic knowledge of economics? These all are needed. So basically you'll be getting that knowledge from these areas. Managers who make a difference, this is published by IIM Ahmedabad itself. And Freakonomics, day-to-day economics, this is also published by IIM Ahmedabad. So these are those books which will give you that basic knowledge of the economics, which will obviously be needed in the time of your interview, in the time of your group discussion, group task and all. So you must have some knowledge about this, right? So I am saying, all in all, September, October and November, these are the 3 months which are primarily for sectional tests and mock tests. 10 mock tests every month, that is 30 mock tests. Gradeup offers you 30 mock tests this year for sure, right? And sectional tests. So you have to do a lot of sectional tests in these months. Lot of sectional tests of Quant, LRDI and verbal ability. Before that, we have to complete our whole syllabus. For verbal ability, there is no syllabus. For LRDI, there is no syllabus, but we just have a target every month that will at least give us an idea. Okay, we are going probably in the right direction. This is what I'm trying to do here. Okay. So I'll take up some questions guys from you, but before that, the big question, where are these questions? Kare kahan se? Where is the material? So I've told you, do these many sectional tests, do this, do that. So karna kahan se hai? Where from we practice all these things? I have an answer to that. The answer is 28 actual papers are available having 3500 questions, authentic CAT questions, which are given by CAT itself, the CAT committee itself, right? What can be better than this? 3500 questions. Is that so all? No. That 13 papers having approximately 1200 questions from Z 2008. Z 2008 से लेके Z 2021 तक all papers are available online free. CAT 1990 से लेके 2008 तक and 2017 से लेके 2020 every year 2 papers. And how 28? In 2003 the paper got leaked, so there were 2 papers of 2003, L and R. L means leaked, R means retest. These all are available. 3500 questions, 1200 questions, that makes it 4700. Enough? No. IFT 15 papers having approximately 1500 questions. IFT 2007 से लेके अभी तक के all papers are available. So 4700 plus 1500, 6200. Enough? No. JMAT, this is one exam which used to be there previously, but nowadays it is not there, but you can definitely find the papers online. Just try to figure out JMAT papers, Joint Management Entrance Test. This was actually taken by the IITs before, now they take CAT. Previously they had their own exam. So this would be having approximately 800 questions. No. ATM, this is also one of the exams which was conducted by IIM Calcutta before, having very good questions, and many questions from ATM have reappeared in CAT exam, around 1000 questions. That makes it somewhere around 8-9,000 questions. Authentic questions. I know that many of the questions would be repeated in many of the papers. और इसके बाद मैंने उसकी तो बात ही नहीं करी है. SNAP, FMS, MICA, CMED, these papers are also available. So we have approximately a repository of 10,000 quality questions which are there in the market, freely available. The only thing is they are not, put category wise, they have not been sorted into percentages, profit, loss and discount or something like that, but they can definitely be used as a sectional test of some time, right? वो तो पक्का ही किया जा सकता ना. I am taking a sectional test of Quant, LRDI, verbal ability, and for LRDI it's a good source. Many people keep asking me, sir, what is a good source? It's a good source. Do this. Yes, keep looking for some puzzles online. As I told you about for LRDI, George Summers, Shakuntala Devi, you can also look for something called Nix puzzles. Please find it out. Nix puzzles. And similar more sources you will find online. Just keep looking for puzzles and you will get these puzzles online as well, guys. Okay. How to balance all sections together every month? Rahul, that's a very individualistic question. Completely up to you. आपको कैसे time मिलता है, whether you are doing a job or not, whether you get up early or you sleep quite early or what. That depends upon you. How much you can study, what is your capacity. Accordingly, you can just divide the time. There are people who study all 3 things in a day. There are people who do Quant one day, LRDI one day, verbal ability one day. That's completely up to you. Moreover, as I told you, I am giving you a general solution, but obviously this cannot be applied to all. There can be something like, if I talk about this, someone's weak area is, let's say, quantitative ability. He should be spending more time on that. Someone's weak area is, let's say, verbal ability. He should be spending more time on that. So that depends upon what is your weak area. Where should you spend more time? That's completely up to you. You have to decide that. जो weak area हो, उस पे ज़्यादा time लगाना. Normally we do opposite. In which we are good, we keep doing that because that actually gives us a pleasure, right? Don't do that. Work on the area which is weak. That will help you a lot, guys. Okay. So this is the repository of questions that we have, and that's all, guys. Now I'll take up all your questions. Now you ask me whatever you want to ask. जो भी आपके questions हो, like minimum how many hours is required, Nishu says. Nishu, though there is no limit to this, ठीक है? I feel that if you spend 2 hours on LRDI every day, right, that will be more than sufficient. 2 hours on Quant would be sufficient, and 2 hours on verbal ability. 1 hour for reading and 1 hour for the RCs and all. I think that should be okay. Any more questions? How much time we have to give in each section? Sumant, as I told you, ये इस पे डिपेंड करेगा कि आपका वीक एरिया और स्ट्रॉन्ग एरिया क्या है. If your weak area is verbal ability, spend more time on that. If your strong area is LRDI, spend less time on that. That's completely up to you. Where from to do algebra? Palak, do it from NCERT books of class 8th, 9th and 10th. First read it from there and after that go back to the other areas. ठीक है, वहां से करने के बाद. And as I've told you, tomorrow at 9 PM I am again talking about how to read NCERT book. How to read NCERT, we'll be talking about this tomorrow. Any website from we can get the question papers? Harshita, just find it online. You'll find many websites where from you can find it. Some good books for DILR. There are no good books for that, Eku. ठीक है, no good books for that. Just as I told you, go for the previous year papers. That will be more than sufficient. Saurabh, 8th, 9th, 10th almost complete. Start करने में भी डर लग रहा है. Okay, कोई नहीं, start तो करो, हम हैं साथ में. No, not necessary to have work experience, Prerna. Don't worry about that. Yes, Yashwant, thousands of people do it in the first attempt. Don't worry about this. Yes, we have some questions here as well on YouTube. How to balance all sections, we have talked about it. What are the eligible exam for IIT Department of Management? Prabhu, it is CAT only. How to do mock analysis? That's a big question. I'll have a session on that as well, Rohit Singh. Definitely I'll have it. Okay, thank you Dhanu. 6 months preparation enough? Depends upon the person, Shubham. Start as early as possible, I think. Naru, this is what we are discussing? Huh? Should go for retake or join any college? Shivam, I mean, if 3+ years का work ex है, so depends on 2-3 factors. आपकी salary वैल्यू current position पे depend करता है. But yes, you should join and again appear for it from there only. I appeared for ZET and IFT, got 80 percentile. Okay, what if all are, what's a good place to start? Sukin, I mean, start right now, wherever you want to, but start right now. कैसे prepare करें? LRD, I am facing difficult to solve problems. What should I do? Okay, we have just discussed that. Sheikh Imran. Okay, GK, we are glad graduate grade is important for MBA admission. Yes, Adani, it is important. Oh, don't be scared, Saurabh. This session was not to scare you. This was to give you confidence that you can do it. Yes, 6 hours per day are more than enough, Nishu. We can score more marks with less time. Yashwant, the area in which you are comfortable, obviously. No, Sanjana, not only on that. Gradeup classes and everyday quizzes, these are, I mean, important. But this is not complete thing. No, that's not compulsory 99 percentile. Okay guys, so please, if you like this session, please like it, comment on it. Whatever your questions are, the questions that I could not take, please comment there. I'll answer over there. And please share it with the people who can, I mean, take advantage of this. And if you subscribe to our channel, obviously you keep on getting all these informations about these channels. Okay. And as I told you that I'll be talking to you about Gradeup Super subscription at the end. So once you take Gradeup Super subscription, you are basically having an access to all courses which are there for MBA category. You don't have to take separately for it, right? So these are the offers available currently, and for the course, if you want to go for the course, this is what you will be getting through the course. 300 plus live sessions, PDFs, practice questions, mock and sectional tests and all, and it includes GD, VET and PI prep as well. Okay, the current prices, I think not the current prices, on this you are getting a discount which I have already discussed on the first one. Okay guys, and this is our fantastic team of people. You can look at their percentiles. Okay, so all are the masters of their subject, plus all people are experienced enough, and this smart guy is me, you all know that. So that's all guys, thank you very much. As we said, Gradeup, prep smart, score better. Thank you. I hope you guys like this session, and all of you can download this Excel sheet tomorrow from the description of the session. Okay, thank you guys, thank you very much. That's all.